Imagine this. You wake up every morning, get into your car, open an app, and start driving strangers around just to feed your family. You are not broke. You own a house. You own that very car you are driving. But somehow you are struggling. Now imagine your old friend, someone you once told to save money, gets into your back seat one day, and you find out he invested his savings and made millions. Same city, same starting point, same advice. Two completely different lives. What was the difference? One word, choice. My name is Dan. Welcome to Invest with Dan, where we talk real money, real decisions, and real life. Let us get into it. Timothy is 25 years old, fresh out of school, working his first real job. Most people his age were spending everything they earned. New clothes, nights out, latest phones, living freely. But Timothy made a quiet, unsexy choice. He decided to save a percentage of every income that came into his hands. And I want you to understand how hard that actually is. At 25, when your friends are living it up, saving feels like punishment. You look at your account and the numbers feel small. Nobody praises you. Nobody throws a party for you because you moved money into savings. Timothy felt all of that. There were months he looked at his account and thought, what is even the point? But he made one decision that changed everything. He let discipline become his armor. Armor does not make you invisible. It does not mean you feel no pain. It means when pressure comes, when temptation comes, you are protected enough to keep going, month after month, year after year, quietly, consistently, without applause. And discipline compounded. The money grew. And by the time Timothy turned 35, 10 full years later, he was sitting on something real and significant. The question was no longer, how do I save? The question became, what do I do with what I have built? And that is where the second major choice arrived. Timothy looked at 10 years of sacrifice sitting in his account, and he made a decision. He bought a house. He bought a nice car. In his mind, he had every reason. He told himself, I worked for this. I deserve it. I spent 10 years saying no. Now it is time to say yes. And nobody could argue with him. That money was his. But here is the painful truth nobody tells you at that crossroads. The moment money stops moving, it stops growing. A house you live in is not an investment. It does not pay you. It does not multiply. It sits there looking beautiful, while slowly costing you maintenance, repairs, utilities, all flowing out. A car, the moment you drive it off the lot, it starts losing value. Every single day. Timothy had made the mistake millions of people make every day. He confused comfort with wealth. Comfort is what you feel when you have the house and the nice car. Wealth is what you have when your money is working harder than you are. They are not the same thing. Years passed. The savings were gone. Income now went toward maintaining the life. He built bills, repairs, fuel, one expense after another. And slowly, so slowly, he almost did not notice the struggle crept back. The man who wore discipline as armor for 10 years was now sitting in a beautiful house with empty pockets. He was starving inside his own house. Let that sit. Starving inside his own house. So Timothy did what he had to do. He opened Uber. He turned the car he bought as a status symbol into a work tool. Was it enough? It kept food on the table, but it was pure hand-to-mouth survival. No savings, no investments, no future being built, just existing. One ordinary morning, Timothy accepted a ride like hundreds before it, drove to the pickup point, waited, and when the passenger opened the back door, everything changed. It was his old friend, someone he had not seen in years, someone Timothy himself had once told to start saving. The reunion was warm, laughter, old memories. Two old friends suddenly in the same space again. But then the friend said something Timothy was not prepared for. He said, "Bro, I need to thank you." Timothy frowned. "Thank me, for what?" The friend leaned forward. He said, "Remember years ago when you told me to save? I did it, and when I had saved enough, I made a decision. I put everything into Bitcoin. I made a lot of money. Life is very good now." Then the friend looked around. He saw the Uber sticker, the phone on the dashboard, and he asked, "But wait, what are you doing driving Uber?" Can you imagine that moment? You gave someone advice. They followed it and changed their life. And now they are sitting in your back seat as your customer. Timothy told his friend everything. The savings, the house, the car, the empty accounts, the Uber driving just to feed his family. He laid it all out honestly. When he finished, there was a quiet between them. Not awkward, just the heavy quiet that comes when truth has been spoken. The friend stepped out, said something kind, and walked away into his life. Timothy drove home alone in silence. That night he sat down and allowed himself to truly see his situation clearly, not with bitterness, not with jealousy toward his friend, but with honest, painfully honest self-reflection. And what he saw was this. The difference between his life and his friend's life was not luck, not connections, not background. It was a single choice, made at a single moment in time. One chose growth, one chose comfort, and time compounded both into completely different lives. Timothy's story is not just about one man. It is the story of millions living average lives, not because they are lazy or unlucky, but because of choices they made without understanding what those choices were compounding into. Layer 1. Every choice compounds. We talk about compound interest in finance all the time, but very few people apply that same thinking to their decisions. Timothy's choice to save at 25 compounded into real money at 35. His choice to spend it on liabilities compounded into struggle. His friend's choice to invest compounded into wealth. Good choices compound into freedom. Poor choices compound into limitation. And the most dangerous thing about this truth is that you do not feel it immediately. When Timothy bought the house and car, he felt successful. The pain arrived years later after the compound had finished its work. This is why you cannot judge a financial decision by how it feels in the moment alone. Ask yourself, where will this compound in 5 years, in 10? Layer 2. The day you make a real choice, something shifts. The moment you make a genuine committed decision, not a wish, not a someday but a real choice, something inside you realigns. Your habits adjust. Your focus moves. Opportunities that match that decision start becoming visible. But this works for both good and bad choices. Every day you choose not to invest compounds. Every day you choose not to learn about money compounds. Every day you spend on things that do not generate income compounds. The question is never whether your choices are compounding. They always are. The question is, what are they compounding into? Layer 3. Comfort is one of the most dangerous enemies of wealth. Society teaches us constantly that the proof of success is what you can show. The house, the car, the lifestyle visible to others. There is nothing wrong with wanting nice things, nothing wrong with enjoying your hard work, but there is a sequence that wealth demands. And when you take comfort before you have built the engine that sustains it, you end up like Timothy, comfortable on the outside, struggling on the inside. Real wealth is quiet. It is the investment account nobody knows you have, the shares nobody sees, the income arriving while you sleep. Timothy chose visible comfort over invisible wealth, and he looked successful to the world while quietly falling behind. Now let us get practical. First principle: ask this before every major purchase. Does this generate income or consume it? A house you live in consumes income. A house you rent out generates income. A car for status consumes income. A car for business generates income. Before your money touches a liability, make sure it has already touched an asset. Second principle: the 70-30 rule. 70% of savings goes into investments. 30% can reward your lifestyle. Build first, celebrate after. Third principle: delayed gratification. Set a target. Do not upgrade your lifestyle until your investments are generating enough income to sustain it. Not when you feel ready. When the numbers confirm the engine is running. This is not about suffering. It is about sequencing. Making sure that when you step into the life you want, you can actually sustain it. You never have to go back. I want to quickly address the Bitcoin question because I know some of you are thinking it. Was Timothy's friend just lucky? The friend made a choice to invest his savings in something with growth potential, and that choice produced life-changing returns. That is real. But the friend did not win because he specifically chose Bitcoin. He won because he chose to put his money somewhere it could grow. He chose an asset over a liability. Could crypto go the other way? Yes, it is volatile, high risk. For every person who made real money from Bitcoin, others have lost. What matters is the principle. Your money must be positioned to grow. Whether through crypto, index funds, real estate, or building a business, the path depends on your knowledge, your research, and your risk tolerance. What the friend did right was choose growth over comfort. What Timothy did wrong was not buying a house and a car. It was buying them before the engine was built, before the money was multiplying, before the passive income was flowing. Sequence, it always comes down to sequence. So where are you in your own story? Are you Timothy at 25 building discipline daily? Keep going. The results are compounding right now even if you cannot see them. Are you Timothy at 35, standing at a crossroads, with something real in your hands? Pause, ask the question. Does this generate income or consume it? Are you Timothy after the backseat moment, carrying the weight of a choice you already made? It is not too late. His story was not over, and neither is yours. Every single day is a new choice, a new compound beginning. Life is not fair. I know that. You know that. Some people start with more. Some face obstacles others never think about. Some work twice as hard for half the result. I am not here to dismiss any of that, but in the middle of all of it, the one thing nobody can take from you is your power to choose. You cannot always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose what you do next. And the choices you make next, starting today, starting right now, are already compounding, already building something, already setting a direction. The question is not whether your choices are compounding. They always are. The question is, what are they compounding into? Make your choices count. Invest in your future before you decorate your present. Build the engine before you enjoy the ride. Wealth is not what people see when they look at you. Wealth is what your money is doing when nobody is watching. If this video made you think, hit that like button right now. That one action pushes this message to someone who needs it even more than you did. Share it with someone you love, a friend, a sibling, someone standing at a crossroads right now. And if you are not yet subscribed, this is your sign. We talk real money here, real choices, real life. I will see you in the next one. Stay intentional. Stay building. The power is always in the choice.